Well, as always, Mondays are all about motivation. And Fola Daniels this morning is joining us to talk to us about humble beginnings. You know, talking about understanding that importance and what we need to do if we're starting small to grow big. Good to have you join us this morning.
Good to have you too.
Looking like you got some good rest over the weekend.
I didn't, unfortunately. Saturday was very busy, and then had an engagement that lasted up until 9 p.m. on the island. Drove back to mainland. Sunday morning, I was up early again. I was on TV again till late in the evening.
Wow. All right, so most religions of the world, whether you're talking about traditional or Islam, Christianity, everything, talk about small beginnings, starting humble and all of that.
Very true.
But it seems like things have changed in the 21st century as young people try to start big instead of starting small. What do you think?
I'll tell you what changed over time. Even though it didn't just start, we live in a very materialistic world where your success, your progress, whatever it is that you do in life is judged by the materialistic things you're able to acquire. So people don't look at your success from the perspective of how you're impacting people's lives. They look at your success from how often you're able to change your car, how often you're able to get a new suit, how often you're able to travel for a vacation, whether you need it or you don't need it, how many times you go out of this country for whatever reason. So we're judging ourselves based on how good you look, how well you dress, how nice your car looks, and that pressure is beginning to come down on the younger generation. So you find out that people are coming out of school and the next day they want to drive the biggest cars. Why is that happening? Some of us who don't have that privilege of being born into wealthy homes or being born with silver spoons, we forget that there are people you're looking at who just finished school or who are already driving cars when they were in school. You've forgotten that the fact that they had parents who were wealthy. So you're looking at them and you're saying, oh, my colleagues are already doing fine. They have this, they have that. Don't forget that you don't have any of that.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things that most people would say, especially, I mean, this is the 21st century, and you've seen several people who are maybe your age or even younger, 19, 20, 21, especially those in the tech world. They start with a new idea, develop an app, and suddenly, you know, you start making money and you're worth $1 billion, and Mark Zuckerberg is worth 20 or 30 billion dollars. So a lot of the young people in school right now are thinking, oh, all I need to do is come up with a great idea, and before you know that, I'm a billionaire. So that, I think that's also probably what's also informing the thinking.
It's part of it. However, we must remember that just like moving around town, we may all start off at the same point, but we're not going to arrive at the same time. So if you always remember that we'll start off at the same point, but never arrive at the same time, then you take it easy. Somebody might find something very useful at 18 and hit it big at 19. Another person will find something useful at 18, but may not hit it big until maybe 60. So things will not happen for everybody the same way. And you find out that some of these people will make it big and in a short while fizzle out. And there are those who will not make it on time, but when they eventually do, they're going to be around for a very long time. So it comes back to one of the discussions that we had on this set. There's so much pressure around us, and we're just soaking it in. We're just soaking it in. So the more you soak in the pressure, the more you want to make it big, the more you say, oh, everybody's going fast, everybody's making it, I need to make it quickly. You need to understand that you have your own timing. If you don't work with the fact that you have your own timing, you want to run because somebody else is already running, or you want to walk because somebody else is already... I can't imagine a 6-month-old baby making efforts to walk just because a 2-year-old is walking around.
So talk to us about the process of starting small, the process of humble beginning. So I have this idea or this business that I want to start, whatever it is. Tell us about the process, that, especially the mental and even the physical process.
Okay, the first thing is, if you're going to start small, have a clear plan on paper. And apart from the clear plan, you must put some, let's call them bus stops, but that's not what they really are. I'll say maybe milestones. This is where I'm going to start from, and I expect that maybe in another 2 years, I should have grown this big. in another 4 years, I should have grown this big. Now, that doesn't mean that it will happen exactly in 2 years or in 4 years. What you want to achieve in 2 years may not happen in 6 years. However, having a plan actually helps you just keep going in the right direction.
Right.
So some people don't have a plan at all. They just think that somebody else started this business and he's making millions, then I should start it and I should be making millions. And you don't even talk to people. You don't know how long it took them. You just start hearing about people's names and you think, oh, we just started hearing about him, made it suddenly. He didn't make it suddenly. Some people have been working on the ground for 20 years. Some people have been working on the ground for 15 years. Okay, for example, I've been blogging for 12 years. And I meet people who want to start a blog today. And the first question they ask me is, how do I make money?
Right.
I'm like, young man, I've been blogging for 12 years. I haven't made $1 million from blogging. But, you know, I could have changed my focus. Because when I started, when Linda Ikeji started, and I saw what she was doing, I saw what I was doing. What I was doing is quite different. But if I wanted the money and if I was under pressure to just go for the money, I would change to gossip. But gossip is not my thing.
Right.
Motivation is. So you must have a clear plan. Stick with the plan. Now, when I say stick with the plan, I don't mean be rigid. There's a difference between sticking with your plan and being rigid. Sticking with your plan means this is what I want to achieve. How you achieve it can differ. You can, if you have a particular way of achieving yours, you may find that it's not working. Learn from somebody else. Be humble enough. Let them show you what works and what doesn't work.
All right. So as we round off, I mean, there are a number of things that you also want to point our attention to.
Okay.
Talk to us about that.
Now, quickly, the most important thing about humble beginning is you have to go at your pace, grow at your pace. Go at your pace, grow at your pace. If you do that, you will never get into trouble and you will always have peace of mind.
All right, Fola Daniel, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Go at your pace and grow at your pace. If there's nothing that you've learned today, make sure that sticks with you throughout this week.